Mel here with 10 Lairs Deep, and I thought I would take you along on a little update. It's been a few weeks since you've last seen what we've planted, how everything's growing, what's not growing, and all the fun things. So I just wanted to take you along on an update. If that interests you, you'll want to stick around because I'm going to jump right into it because we have a lot of potting up and just a busy day with these plants. So I kind of want to speed through this update so we can get into the big fun tasks. So come on, let's get updated. All right, so first up we have our Lupin. And it is doing amazing. Up next we have our snapdragons. We're looking at the rocket variety and then sliding over to the Costa mix. Snapdragon giant flower, you know, the ones we got from Shanghai. I feel like these may be a fail. Had good hopes, wasn't very good germination, was pretty optimistic, and as you can tell, didn't really get any more germination than that second go. And then I just realized that they probably dried out a wee bit much, but that's all right. They're still doing good. I'm watering them. They're sitting in water right now, having a good drink. But yeah, I wouldn't say this is a success. There's very few from the, out of 500 seeds, yeah, not too impressed with the old Shanghai giant snapdragon mix. Oh well, here are the carrots that we grew. Well, technically the carrot tops that we grew, but they are all doing fabulous. The three that I'd shown you before. We have more, but these are the ones that we showed, and I just wanted to highlight that they are doing great. So plant your carrot tops for some flowers and greenery. Here is the yarrow that we planted together. The thing I like about these clear containers is, now I hope I don't make too much of a mess, you flip it over, and I don't know if you can notice, but look at that root system. That, I have a puppy, you can always hear him in the background. And yeah, the root system on these perennials, this is yarrow, a kiwi, and Gussie's eating all the soil that I spill on the table. But yeah, no, doing fabulous. And this is another one of the projects that we have for today, is getting these into some pots. Are you gonna help us? Hey Gus, are you gonna help us? Probably gonna try making a mess and having a little wine fest, but okay, what's up next, Gus? What do we got up next? Well, this is really exciting. I'm not sure if you guys can see this or not, but this is our Dusty Miller. And guess what? She's turning dusty, or he, or they are. It's really exciting. Just, yeah, right. The newest leaves that are coming up are getting that dusty hue that's why we're growing these beauties. So yeah, this tray that we transplanted, 3 little plants in each pot, doing really great. And then this is the tray that we planted it in. So we did have a little section that we have yet to pot up, and we really knew that's on the to-do list for today. And this is where there was Lupin popping up in another tray, so I tried transplanting some of it. Some of it was a success, but I was looking at it today, and then look at here. There's more Dusty Miller that's just popping up sporadically throughout the tray, so I'm really excited to get these all in their own little pots. By the time we get all of this potted up, I'm sure we will have 2 full trays of Dusty Miller, and I'm really excited to be offering this. So super exciting! Our Rudbeckia Cherokee Sunset, which germinated beautifully, had really good success germinating. Most all of the soil blocks have something coming through, and even just in the last little while I noticed that there are some popping up. So super excited about the Cherokee Sunset. Don't mind all my animals in the background, that's Lou. And then on this side we have our Rudbeckia Cherry Brandy, which I don't know. I had really poor germination for this seed. I can only see 5, but then 6. Some of them are just popping up, so maybe if I give them a little bit more time, but not really impressed. So I think I'm gonna sow my next batch of the Cherokee brandy, cherry brandy, and then this is the Cherokee Sunset, which had much better germination. And then let's flip her over, and then these 2 little trays, we have our night and day snapdragons. And the germination, I thought, was really well for these guys. And look at them all. Just growing, growing, growing. And then I had filled in, there was a few here of sumac that have nothing showing yet, but that doesn't mean anything. And yeah, so those little night and day, oh my gosh, look at them. You can see them popping up. Adorable. They're just doing great. So I'm gonna give them a drink and put them back on the shelf, and I'll bring something else out. Everyone's always excited to hear about the eucalyptus. That's, you know, it takes forever to grow. So I thought I would pull out the tray that we planted together to show the progress. So look at the difference between the varieties. This is the lemon bush, and this is the silver dollar tree. And yeah, kind of a bit of a size difference. All 6 of these are doing splendid, as you can tell. And then we move over to the lemon bush eucalyptus, and my oh my, it's so amazing how, yes, size difference, but the leaf difference, they're just gonna be completely different plants. And I'm just really stoked to be offering some variety to our local market. So we're on to the mass planting tray. So this is the asters, which are still coming up. These 2 rows were our evening scented stalks, which really good germination rate. And then we finished the tray off with anytime mix stalks, which are really, really coming up great too. Also a good germination rate. These are the anytime mix stalks. These are the evening scented stalks, and then we finished the tray off with asters. This is feverfew and no germination as of yet. Next tray we have here, we start off with milkweed, going into catnip, 3 rows, and then 2 rows of what we think are salvia, a certain type, and then we have finished it off with delphinium, a mix of that we gathered from our own, and that was the Pacific mix that we had planted the year before. So really excited. No germination yet on these beauties, but just wanted to add them to the update. The first 5 rows are marigold, and we do have some germinating. I'm not sure if you can see it right there, right in the middle. There's one. I can't help but point it out. I'm so excited. And then the rest of this tray, we planted dahlia seed. So I am really excited to show that we have some early poppers, and really excited for the rest of this tray to start filling in. All right, so this tray is a tray we seeded from seed we collected from our dahlias we grew this year. Really excited to be growing our own seed. Ed, wave. Anyway, back to business. This is the Salvia Cleopatra mix that we planted April 7th. And boy, oh boy, look at the germination. This is the white glitter Ering, however you pronounce it. And it is doing absolutely fabulous. We have various stages of growth. Needless to say, we will be potting these beauties up so they have a bit more room to stretch out. But yeah, they are looking absolutely fine. We planted them, let me see here, March 9th. So they are doing fabulous. Does anyone remember what these beauties are? You guessed right, they are our kiwi that we planted up together, and there is so much germination, and as you can see, there's still seeds germinating. So they take a little while, but man oh man, they really come through. So these are looking absolutely fabulous. Okay, so these two lovely little containers are our mystery hibiscus that we planted March 9th. And this one is the one that we scarified the seed, and boy oh boy, you can see the leaves are starting to look like hibiscus leaves. And there is, I'm not too sure the exact number. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that germinated. And then this was the hibiscus mystery seed that we planted that we didn't scarify the seed. They were a little bit smaller, actually a lot smaller, but yeah, they are roughly, the leaf size is roughly the same. No notable differences yet, but it's exciting to see that we had fairly good germination. I think watering might have affected what happened here. It's all the seeds that germinated are along the one side. But they were planted March 9th, so they're doing very good. And then the other type of hibiscus that we had planted back March 23rd was our mahogany splendor hibiscus, which turns a really lovely shade of mahogany. And we had really good germination. Only one of the 12 that we planted together did not come up, but they are absolutely doing wonderfully. Look at these little guys. And it's amazing to see. Okay, so these were planted March 23rd, and these were planted March 9th. Now look at the size difference. Kind of blows my mind a bit, but anywho, we're really excited about them. Yay, hibiscus. Notice that there are some lupin seeds that are still coming up. I reused the soil, and oh my goodness. Lupin comes up and up and up, but so does this so did this grandifloria gaillardia. So they're a perennial here in our zone, so I'm really excited to add these to our collection. And then in this container here, we have our, oh my goodness, of course some lupin popping up, but the purple seeds that are coated is chrysanthemum that we are also planting or trying to get to germinate in this little container. I'm just removing the lupin because I may have mentioned this before that I just reused the soil, and lupin just keeps coming up and up and up. But I don't see any germination on the chrysanthemum yet, but the seeds are starting to swell, which is getting exciting. Excuse me, I'm just picking all the lupin out. But yeah, like right there, there's a seed. So yeah. And these were planted back April 3rd. So taking a little bit of time. Oh, here's another lupin. This is our tray of Celosia, and I'm not seeing any germination yet, but that doesn't mean nothing's happening under there. These are the Chief Carmine, planted April 13th. This tray was planted April 13th, and it is marigold, the Cracker Jack mix. And there is definitely a lot of germination happening, and I can just start to see some of those first little green sprouts. Super exciting. We got our leeks here. Definitely need a haircut, but they are looking fine and dandy. And this container here, also doing fine and dandy, also needs a haircut. And this would be the unlabeled yellow Utah sweet Spanish onion, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but something like that. And then here in this blue container, also looking just strapping, is our red burgundy. Also needs a haircut, but looking fabulous. I've had the fan on them and they really need a haircut. They've been growing heaps. Last but not least, bringing in the rear, we got our white sweet Spanish onion. Also in desperate need of a haircut, but also just looking fabulous. It's amazing how they're all just very slightly different green. I'm not sure if our camera is really picking it up, but yeah, I'm gonna get these, bit of a haircut later, and we got some manageable onions here. Just wanted to share. Back in March, specifically the 18th, we planted this celery Utah tall. And man alive, it is growing and doing so stinking well. Very excited. Last year was the first time we ever grew celery, and boy oh boy, it was a hoot. We had so much, it was so delicious. Love it. Don't know why I've never grown it before. Always probably gonna grow it from now on. So really excited. We got some really good germination. April 7th, we planted this whole tray of Craspedia sun ball, and man, it's all just starting to germinate. And oh, I'm so excited because it's really good germination rate. I'm gonna bet on definitely over 90% germinated already. So I'm gonna give this guy a drink, and I think they're just gonna flourish. Let me take you in a little bit closer. So looky here, it's starting to germinate. I was gonna lift one up, but no, they're shooting shoots, so there's a lot happening under this soil, even though nothing's popped up yet. So we have 3 different varieties, and really excited for these anemones.